Good morning, this is Jim, 5714 Collector. Wanted to bring you a video this morning. Brent Richards, a friend of mine, a YouTuber, was talking about doing a VR with your ballpark experiences. Brent just recently went over 400 subs. I know he's doing a really cool giveaway, and I thought, okay, I've got a VR I can do for Brent. Been to a lot of baseball games over the years. Been going since the early 70s, back in the Memorial Stadium days. Of course, been to Oriole Park. And I was looking over a list. I've been to about 28 or 29 Major League ballparks across 25 cities in all the years that I've been going. Currently, 30 ballparks, I've been to 19 of them. So we were in Texas in 2019, my daughter and I, and we saw the Rangers and Orioles at Globe Life Park, or Globe Life Field, whatever it was called. And of course, the Rangers moved out into a new ballpark the following year, so haven't been to that one. But been to San Diego, Petco Park, been out to San Francisco. I'll talk about that shortly. Been to Arizona, Denver, Houston, Arlington, Texas, also like Cubs, the White Sox, Minnesota, Milwaukee, Boston, New York, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Atlanta. So I've been to quite a few of the ballparks. It's one of the things that I definitely enjoy doing. It's cool to go to a new stadium and walk around the ballpark and check it out. I've got two experiences I'll talk about. I'm going to want to say real quick that my favorite ballparks, besides Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and of course Old Memorial Stadium, which I loved, I would say it would have to be PNC Park in Pittsburgh. It sits right on the river, and it's a beautiful ballpark and a beautiful setting. Also, Oracle Park in San Francisco. I don't know if they changed the name or not. When we went in 2019, that's another beautiful setting, beautiful ballpark. Also, I love St. Louis Busch Stadium with all the brick and all that. That's a beautiful ballpark also. So, there's a couple of the ones that I really enjoy walking around and, maybe buying a souvenir or something like that. But, like I said, I've been going to ball games since roughly 1971. I remember being a kid and, we'd be going up Charles Street or Calvert Street in Baltimore City, and then we'd run across 33rd and you make a right-hand turn and you go down about, maybe 6 blocks. Memorial Stadium would be on your left. And the first thing you would ever see is the lights. And it would give me cold chills. It was such an exciting experience when you're young and you go to a ball game and all that. It was a lot of fun. It didn't matter where you were sitting at the time. You always just enjoyed going to the game. And over the years, I've been to like 5 opening day games at Memorial Stadium. The funny thing is, I haven't been to opening day games since like 1988. I kept all my tickets, or most of my tickets, and of course now they're ticketless. So, but I'll show you something how you can record your ballpark experience here in a minute. But I'm going to talk about one of the games I went with my oldest daughter back in 2016. And I'll show you that right now, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. I've got it in a nice little frame here. We went and saw the Cubs and Rangers game on a Sunday afternoon at Wrigley. It was a sunny day. It was 79 degrees. They played the Rangers that afternoon. Of course, this is the year the Cubs won the World Series for the first time in 108 years. And just a really cool experience. I remember we parked in downtown Chicago and took the L over to Wrigley Field, and that was pretty exciting because I've been to Chicago one other time, but I'd never ridden the L before, so it was kind of neat. It drops you off literally a block from the ballpark. And the first time you see Wrigley, you stand in awe. And I forgot to get a picture out. My daughter and I took pictures of all the statues, Ron Santo, Harry Carey, Ernie Banks. And I remember we were standing on the side of the Ernie Banks statue, and we did this. Let's play two, because Ernie always said that. Ernie Banks, to me, is one of the all-time great players, certainly the all-time great Cub. But it was just a neat experience to go out to Wrigley, sit. We were in the lower bowl. If I remember right, we were on the third base side, had really good seats. They were not cheap tickets, by the way, but just a chance to go to Wrigley and see the game. The Cubs, unfortunately, it was one of their losses that year because if I remember right, they won 104-58 that season when they won the division, and of course they went on win the World Series over at the time, the Cleveland Indians in 7 games, which was pretty awesome. But yeah, just a great day, great experience. Enjoyed the time with my daughter at the ballpark. She had been about 5 years prior to Wrigley. She'd been to a game. She's actually taken the tour of Wrigley Field too, which would be pretty awesome to do. If I attend the National this year, I might have to go back over to Wrigley and see if I can get a tour. I'd love to do that sometime. That would be fun. But as far as the game itself, I wrote it down. I'll show you some stuff here that's kind of cool. I have, they call it like the ballpark. Look, I think it's Chasing Ballparks is what it's called, if I remember right. I took these sheets out. But here you can see the date of the stamp that we went to the game, and that's kind of cool. And then I wrote down all the information about the game here. So it has the Cubs record, the Rangers record, the seat location, first pitch time, how long the game was, 2 hours and 17 minutes. The temperature, the weather, the attendance, which was 41,213 that afternoon. Got the box score, and like I said, the Rangers lost 4-1. So that's kind of cool. And then I wrote down like some of the experience, and I'll just read this to you. My daughter and I attended the Sunday afternoon game at Wrigley. It was my first game at the historic ballpark. We parked downtown and took the L to the game. It was a beautiful sunny day, and Cole Hamels, of course, had a great career with the Phillies. He pitched for the Rangers that afternoon, and he won his 10th game of the year at that time. John Lackey, you remember him, the old Red Sox pitcher too, another great pitcher. He took the loss that afternoon. The only home run was hit by Ian Desmond of the Rangers, so at least we did get to see a home run. Robinson Chirinos, if I'm saying it right, for Texas, had a double and 2 RBIs. And like I said, of course, the Cubs went on to win the World Series that year, which was pretty cool. But just a great day. It kind of neat, we had like chili cheese dogs and beer sitting in the seats and just enjoyed the ball game and the atmosphere. And just really, I love walking around the ballpark, especially if I've never been before. So, the experience of doing that and taking pictures. After the Cubs won the World Series that fall, I picked this up. I bought this online. So this was kind of cool. Wrigley Field replica statue, and it's pretty neat. It's got the World Series champions, and it's just kind of cool. It's got the little, well, I forget what they call this, but I'll call it the little scoreboard out front, which is kind of cool. The only thing it's really missing is that W, the flag. They don't have the flag on here, because every time the Cubs would win, they raise the flag and all that. So anyway, just thought I'd show that this morning. That's my first one I want to tell you about, Brent, and the rest of you. And again, this is pretty cool. So I think that's pretty awesome. It hangs on my wall over here. And I have another one I want to talk about. So back in 2019, let me make sure I get the right date. On Tuesday, May 14th, 2019, my wife and I and my brother-in-law, who we were visiting them, and his wife, they live west of Sacramento. So we were over there visiting for about a week. And prior to going on that flight out there, I was talking to my brother-in-law, and I said, hey, really like to go to San Francisco one day. I'd like to, have the experience of riding a cable car, maybe going to Ghirardelli, and go to a ball game and go to Oracle Park and see the Giants. I don't care who they're playing. I just wanted to go to the ballpark. So we set that all up. We got up Tuesday morning. I was very excited, really looking forward to it. And we rode down to San Francisco. And I remember we parked roughly 2 blocks from the Ghirardelli factory, which is the original Ghirardelli in San Francisco. And went over and had ice cream and looked around and that kind of stuff. We went over to a restaurant, had a little bit of lunch and all that. And the one thing I really wanted to do was ride a streetcar, because I thought that would be a lot of fun. And being my first trip into San Francisco, I think it's one of them things you have to do. So we did. And I can remember I was standing on the outside step of the streetcars, and it's going up and down the hills and all that. And it was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun. It went probably 20 blocks. It was the longest line and all that. And it was $7 each way. And I thought, I don't care what the cost is at that point, because it's something that I just really wanted to do. So you ride up to the end of the line, you get off, they turn the car around, which is kind of cool to see. So they turn the streetcar around and then you ride back. So we did that. And we had, plenty of time after all that. The game was at 6:45, if I remember right, because here it is on the tickets. Yeah, 6:45 p.m. So we finally left downtown San Francisco and went over to Oracle Park. I think at the time, yeah, it was Oracle Park at the time. So we rode over there. My brother-in-law parked his truck. He said, hey, I'm just going to hang out here. And my wife and I went in and walked around because the ballpark wasn't even open. We were there probably a half hour before they opened. So she said, hey, I'm going to go in, sit at the restaurant and maybe get a little snack or something. So I walked around and went into the ballpark and I told her, I'll meet you. So I did my little tour of the upper deck, the lower deck, and took pictures and all that. And we watched the Giants game, and I'll show you the tickets here in a minute. I'll show you the tickets first. So here's the tickets from that game. And there's two of them here. So I have my wife's ticket and my ticket. So there they are. And it's kind of cool to keep these. And what's neat, I also stamped the back of one of the tickets. So that's pretty cool. So like I said, I keep all the tickets that I have. And I got a few in my collection and all that. So it's just sad that they don't do that no more. But being a night game in San Francisco on May 14th, 2019, it was cold that night. It was at game time, the temperature was 58 or 59. So it was on the chilly side. They're playing Toronto. And I had to go back and look this up. And I did it yesterday because I wanted to verify it. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., of course, he plays for the Blue Jays, hit his first 2 Major League home runs in that game. And I remember he came up, I think, in the 8th inning with the chance to do a 3-homer game, and he made an out and all that. But not only did he have a 2-homer game, it was first 2 Major League home runs. So that was pretty cool. Let me just show you a couple things here real quick. Here's the stamp. So that's pretty cool. Now, I don't know how many people out there that are watching or will view this video have this Chasing Ballpark book, but it's kind of cool. It's a good way to at least keep an idea of what games you've been to. And I also have a second one that I use also. So, and I'll show you the book here in a minute. I'll get that out. I've got it right over here. I'll just show you what it looks like. So here's the game summary. And I'll read this to you because it's kind of cool. So the Giants at the time were 17-23. The Blue Jays were 16-24. First pitch, 6:45. The game was 3 hours and 2 minutes. Temperature was 58 and cloudy. The attendance was 31,230. So pretty cool there. Like I said, the Giants lost 7-3. And just wanted to show that to you. And I'll read this. I just did a quick. My wife, brother-in-law, and I attended the night game at Oracle Park in San Francisco. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit his first 2 Major League home runs that night. Trent Thornton, the Blue Jays starting pitcher, got his first Major League hit. We also saw the infield fly rule. Just an awesome place to see a game. And so I just wanted to share that this morning. And let me just show you the book real quick. It's right here. And that way everybody gets a chance to see what it looks like. So let me just... It's called the Major League Baseball Ballpark Passport. So there it is. And that's what it looks like. And there's the back. And you can get these online, I believe, or at a Major League ballpark. So just something to keep in mind if you're trying to keep track of ball games nowadays when they don't do tickets anymore. My wife and I went to the Orioles playoff game in 2023, Game 2, that they lost to the Rangers 11-8. And I remember I took the book and I had it stamped. So just something to keep in mind. Most ballparks, as far as I know, do that. We went to the Hall of Fame in May of last year, and I had that stamped because I'd been to the Hall of Fame like 10 or 11 times, and I would keep forgetting the book. Well, this time I brought the book with me so I could get the stamp in it. So anyway, that's a couple of my ballpark experiences. Brent, congratulations on the 400 subs. I hope everybody has a great day and a great weekend. Take care, and if you like the video, please subscribe. I certainly appreciate all my subscribers and all the people that comment. And just have a great day, everybody, and we'll catch up with you on Sunday morning. All right, take care. Bye-bye.